Hello all, welcome back to the next one. Till now we have been running our test cases on Firefox browser. In this one we will see how do we run our complete test suite on Chrome browser. And to run that we need to do a few little bit of preparation work, and let me just show you what all we need to do. So the first thing is in the WebDriver factory. If you remember, I had this guy commented out. And if you have seen the previous lectures, in one of the initial lectures, the section name is running test on various browsers. I have a lecture on how do we run test case on Firefox, run on IE, on Chrome and Safari. So from there, please take a look again that how do we run tests on Chrome. And we have to set the Chrome driver path. This is the thing that we need to do to run the test cases on Chrome. I have already done that right now because we have already covered it in another lecture. So that's about it. We just need to provide the location of the Chrome driver and put it as an argument in the webdriver.chrome method. The next thing I'm doing here is driver.set window size as 1440 to 900. This is to maximize the browser, because with Chrome this driver.maximize window, it doesn't work very nice, so it doesn't take any effect. So we have to set it the particular size, and this is the maximum size of my laptop. So basically this thing will vary depending on the laptop and laptop. If you have a different resolution, please do it. I'm running on Mac 15-inch. If you have the same configuration, you can use this. If you have some other configuration, some other Mac, some other Windows, please figure out what your resolution is. And even if you put this one, because I think this is pretty large, so you should be able to maximize it with this one also. So this is pretty much it we need to do on the WebDriver factory. Now I want to do few other changes to make our framework more stable. So once we log into our website, this thing previously we were finding with the XPath, and in the XPath we were looking for the text called user settings. And this guy is a little weird element. Let me just show you, and I want to improve this so that we can make our tests more stable, because the previous XPath that we found out it's not working with Chrome. So let me just bring this up, go to the navigation class, and here we go. This was our previous XPath. And let me just try to show you the problems with this XPath, or the problems with this element. So when I do this, I can find one matching node and it points to this span. But if you carefully notice, when I'm hovering my mouse over on this span, there is nothing getting highlighted. There's only one small dot comes and go. Just please focus on this point, this element. I'm gonna highlight this span. Only one small yellow dot comes and go. So this span looks like kind of hidden, or it's not actually hidden, but it's kind of covered by a different layer. And I think this layer is this image. So we don't even have this user settings text displayed. Do you see anywhere any text is there? No, right? So we don't even have this text. So looks like this span element, this guy is covered by this image or this A or this Li, because notice the difference. When I hover my mouse on the image, it highlights the image. When I hover my mouse on the anchor tag, it highlights the complete tag, complete element. And when I hover my mouse on this Li, it completely highlights that thing, right? So which is quite evident that these three elements are quite visible. They are on the top, but this span is kind of covered up by some other elements. So it's not good to use this one. So for this purpose, to make it more stable, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use this Li tag, and I'm gonna say something like Li @class equals to drop down, and let's clean the DOM and hit enter. And looks like we forgot the single quotes. Now we found the element. So this Li tag is pretty good. So for this purpose, I'm gonna replace the element with this Li tag. So let me just, I already have it copied here, so I'm just gonna replace it from this place. And let's just copy this one up there. So I can then now delete this line, and I can replace this asterisk also with div. So this is our new element. I'm gonna change it in my login page as well, because to verify the login successful also we were using the same element. And here it's gonna work actually, because there's no issue in finding the element. The issue comes up in clicking the element, because that element is covered by some other element. So for this place, we don't actually have to change it, but I'm changing it because we want to be consistent in every place. Now let's take a look at the next change we want to do. The next change is this user settings one, right? This has an image and it sometimes takes quite a bit of few half a millisecond, half a second or something to display, to show up. So because of that reason, I'm just willing to put some explicit wait time, and that's what we should always do. If we have elements that take some extra time to show up, we should always put explicit wait time. It's just a good practice to make our framework more stable, because things may be successful on Firefox, may not be successful on Chrome, or may not be successful on IE. So we want to make things that work on every browser. So for that reason, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to define the element user settings element. It's just a variable name, and I'm going to use self.wait for element to find the element. And this wait for element also takes in the locator and locator type and poll frequency timeout. So I can just simply provide the locator and locator type from here to this guy, and I'm making sure that I increase the poll frequency also from 0.5 seconds to 1 second, so we make sure that there is ample of time for the element to come up and we wait for it to show up. And in this place, self.element click, now I can give element equals to user settings element. Please do not forget to use this positional parameter element, because if you don't use, this guy will go to locator and your test will fail. Alrighty, next thing, the same changes I want to make to the logout link. So because when we click the navigate to user settings, this guy also might take some fraction of seconds to show up. So I am gonna wait for logout link also to show up. That's why let's make these changes. I'm gonna say logout link element or something, and here I'm gonna say self dot wait for element, and I can simply copy this part from here, and then I'm gonna put poll frequency also to 1 second, and there in self.element click I can provide the element that we just found, this guy. So now our framework looks more stable. It's kind of waiting for elements, the elements which are kind of tricky, and we have everything set up. The next thing I can do is I can simply run my code and see how it goes. So I'm gonna bring up the terminal and I'm gonna say py.test and test and slash, then I will run the test suite demo directly, because we don't have to run the separate test cases now, we are running the suites. So I'm gonna say test suite demo dash dash browser equals to Chrome. So this time we are not typing Firefox, that's fun, we are typing Chrome. And now I'm just gonna hit enter and let's see if the code works. So it collected 4 items, it is bringing up the Chrome browser, it should log in and execute our test cases for I think first it's gonna work on the register courses test cases. Yes, it's working on the JavaScript one, and then after it finishes that, it's gonna work for the Python test case, Python course register, and then it should just quit the browser. It's gonna bring it up again. This time it should work with the login test cases. So it's gonna log in and then it should log out as soon as it logs in. It looks like still has some issues. It was not able to click the logout button. Let's just quickly debug that. I'm just gonna quit the browser because we know that it's taking a long time, so which means it's failing. And here you go, I was just talking about this. We need to put element equals to logout link, otherwise it's gonna fail. So now I think we are in a good position to run this test suite again. So I can again bring up the terminal from the PyCharm and run this suite. So pytest test suite demo dash dash browser Chrome, and let's hit enter. It should bring up the Chrome browser and it should run the test suite successfully this time. So the first one is again looking for the JavaScript course and then for the Python course, and then it's gonna quit the browser. Then it's gonna again bring it up, and this time it's gonna run the login test. So it should log in, then log out. Now it's successful. Then it's gonna try the login test cases and quit the browser. So it collected 4 items, everything was successful, and we were able to run our test cases on Chrome. So we finally were able to run our test suite as a whole, and that's pretty awesome. So guys, please download the code, please practice as much as possible. I know this could be tricky, so if you feel a little bit hesitant, please always refer to the code and cross check, because it could be difficult first time coding all these things. It's big, it's huge, I understand that, but it's great because when you go to some company or you're already working, if you try to implement these things, you will remember this framework, trust me. So let me know if you have any questions, and I'll see you in the next lectures. Thanks for attending this one.